Hi friends, welcome back to another vlog. It is so good to see you. This is Monday for me. I hope that you are doing well. I'm having a hard time getting motivated to do anything or to make any videos. My plans for today is that I was going to film a bathroom refresh, clean the whole downstairs. I've got a crock pot meal plan and all that, and that may still get done today. We'll just see. I'm trying to pep myself up just a little bit, but let me just bring you up to date. So I've just been in a bad headspace because I googled my MRI results. Like, it's curiosity killed the cat. It's almost so hard not to do that, but I would not recommend doing that at all. But, okay, so the rheumatologist sent me a message on the hospital portal, and she did come back and say that my chronic back pain and hip pain is not 100% solely because of lupus. And she did say that it was not ankylosing spondylitis. Praise God for that. That's a really big deal. And she did say that she didn't think that it was inflammatory relating to arthritis or, any other autoimmune issues or anything like that. And this is what I've been saying. Everybody has been saying that the pain that I feel is because of lupus. And I've said this to you many times. I was like, if it really is just because of lupus, then I will accept that and I will move on with my life. I will make changes. I will do what I have to do. But deep down in my core, I've just known that there is something more than lupus. The way that it feels in there, the way that every step that I take, my hip pops and shifts. Like, you can hear it when it shifts and it pops. And so I have been, seeking an answer for this other than lupus for almost 5 years now. So to hear a rheumatologist say that, hey, it's not so much the lupus, it's not so much inflammatory, it's more mechanical. It gives me a little bit of hope. Man, when I was in that MRI, I prayed the whole 25 minutes. I was like, oh God, please have mercy on me. If this is your will, I will bear this for your glory. But please, Lord, don't let me go without any more answers. Whatever's there, to show it up. And, I just prayed wholeheartedly. I mean, that whole 25 minutes and just asking the Lord to just please have some mercy on me. And, let me just read you quickly the MRI results, and this is what's really got into my head. Okay, so the first thing that pops up on the MRI results is the bones of the proximal femora and pelvis have intrinsic T1 hypertense signal. So when I pop that into Google, it says intrinsic hypertense T1 signal is a term used to describe a T1 hypertense rim that appears within a tumor on an MRI scan. The next thing that pops up on the MRI, it says physiologic from acetabular, I'm not saying that right, joint fluid. And then when I research what joint fluid means, I guess that could be related to whatever that is that's connected to the femur and the pelvis. And then I have small bilateral ovarian follicles. But also on the MRI, it says that there is no evidence of sacroiliitis. I do not have SI joint dysfunction, which is what I have been diagnosed with. The first time I went to physical therapy, they treated me for a herniated disc. I did not have a herniated disc. The next time I go to physical therapy, they treat me for SI joint dysfunction. I do not have SI joint dysfunction. I do not have sacroiliitis, according to this MRI. And that's what I've been saying. I'm like, it's something different. I don't know what it is, but it's so hard to keep a positive attitude and just keep persevering and not really getting anywhere when it comes to your health and being an advocate for yourself. I don't know. I know so many of you can relate to this. I know you can. It's just, it's a long road for sure. But, so yeah, that got me in a bad mindset. So at this point, it's like, I'm waiting on an answer back from the rheumatologist because I asked her, I was like, well, at this point, do I follow up with you or am I going back to primary care for my regular physician to read the MRI to me? Like, who's reading this to me? Who's going to give me these answers? So I don't know if I'm going to the doctor's appointment this week with the rheumatologist or what. I don't know when I'm going to be getting some answers. So it's all of this unknown, and like sometimes it will really get in your head and it will drive you nuts. So I've just really working on finding peace in whatever the outcome is and trying not to focus on the lion that's in my life, and I'm trying to just be ever present and to focus on the Lord. Like, the fear of the future is going to rob you of the joy for today. So what I need to do is I need to get off the Google and I need to just be ever present and just function in the moment and just embrace the day. And so that's what I'm trying to do. And I want to go and walk today, and I want to start doing some exercises with my arms. Today is July the 1st. It's time to make some changes, exercise, do what I can. But I thought I heard thunder a minute ago and it's looking like it's going to storm. So we'll just see. I don't know what the weather's doing. It was stormy and thundering, but the sun's shining, so I decided to come on and go for a walk because I know this is going to make me feel better and help me to accomplish my goals. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take just a little bit of time and do some self-care. But last Friday, me, Mom, and Daddy hung out the entire day. We went to like 6 yard sales and we had such a great time. So I'm going to share a haul with you at some point. And then also, on a more positive note, I got to mark a prayer request off of my list. Lynn, praise the Lord. God is still answering prayers. He heals us and He's faithful. Okay? He hears us and He is faithful. But I'm going to walk for a little bit. I've got Perry and Vicky on my mind. Perry is getting his results from chemo 2 days from now. He had the biopsy done, some fluid drawn off, and a CT scan done on the 26th. And then I'm thinking about Marisa. Her husband just started chemo treatments last week, the first one of 12 for bone cancer. So I've got them on my heart and mind. There's so many needs and so much going on. So it really helps pulling you out of yourself when you think about others. So I've got them on my mind. Also, when you go walking in public places, do you wear earphones or like headphones and listen to music? It's just like, it's really unsafe when you do that. So I don't walk with anything. This is just my time. I guess I'm gonna just talk with the Lord because you can't hear somebody coming up on you if you have earplugs in your ears. So I don't wear any kind of ear stuff. It's just for safety. But let's just go walking. I made it to the end of the trail and now I'm headed back, but I think I'm only going to do one today because that sun beating down. I bet you think I'd get sunburnt through this shirt because it is that hot today. And then we'll go back and do some arm exercises. But also, I will tell you, you think it's not as dangerous being in the mountains, right? Well, quite the contrary, because this is where the criminals and the felons come to hide out, because they can hide out in these mountains for quite some time without getting caught. So you really never know what you're going to run up on. So you always need to be alert and listening and have some way to protect yourself. And that's just the truth. There's some sort of fire going on over here, and I really hope that's not related to the fireworks from the other night. I'm proud. I did that. It was just a little over a mile, and it's really just too hot right now to be out there. But my hip did not crack and pop as much as it has over the last week and a half. So I'm very thankful for that, because it just scares me when that hip just pops and moves and shifts and goes on and stuff. So I'm gonna go to the store and look for some of that cheese for a recipe, and then we'll carry on with our day. My endorphins are going. I'm feeling good. Feeling good. Thank you, Lord. Also, I just realized that I slept in this shirt and wore this shirt all day long in a different video, and then here I am wearing it again. But you know what? Whatever. Don't be shallow. You know, we just praise God that we got a shirt to wear, and we got access to a washer and dryer, and that this shirt's clean. But it's just my favorite at the moment. Apparently, it's the one I keep reaching for, because it's like a thin material, and then it's big on me, so it just feels good right now. I don't like things hugging me. But I'm gonna go into the grocery store, get a couple things, and then we'll go home.
I know it's been a struggle. I know you've had some pain. I know you're feeling tired, held down by all the weight. Yeah, I know you're feeling lonely. Your smile ain't the same. Not sure where to go from here. Feel like you've lost your way. Don't give up, no, don't give in. Never lose hope, don't let go of the promise. It ain't done yet, he's got a plan. Watch him break down, got a miracle.
I have went for a walk, I did some arm exercises, and I went ahead and got myself together real quick and, you know, washed off and everything. But I'm feeling so good. I'm marking things off of my list that I wanted to do. It is July the 1st of the month, so it's time, and I feel so good that I actually did it. So let's do a quick grocery haul. I got some beautiful strawberries. I got a bag of baby carrots, which I don't know what people's problem is with baby carrots. They say that they're not real carrots or something, but I don't know. I like baby carrots. What are your thoughts on that? This is going to be to throw into a crock pot recipe, and then also for a veggie tray that we're going to be making. I got some cauliflower for the veggie tray. I love cauliflower. I will not eat cauliflower cooked, but I will eat it raw like that. I got some vanilla wafers. These are off-brand. They didn't have the brand name, but my husband is wanting these for a snack to eat with either peanut butter or Nutella, which I find that to be a little bit of a weird snack, but it may be a thing. Do you eat vanilla wafers with peanut butter or Nutella? But whatever. It may actually be really good. I just never tried it. So I got one zucchini. I got one beautiful English cucumber, 99 cents. It's kind of a smaller one. I got a bag of slaw because this is going to be for blackened salmon tacos that I'm going to make on Saturday. And then I've got two beautiful bell peppers. I did get this salsa con queso. This was the brand that they had at the store, so that's what I got, because that's going to be for the recipe that we're going to make here in just a minute. I did decide to go ahead and make it. It's a queso chicken taco crock pot meal. And I was going to make it in another video, but we're just going to go ahead and make it today because that's what's on my meal plan for today. I got some chichis salsa, which is our favorite. I got a jug of water. That's going to be for tea. And then I did go into the Dollar General because I do not have a vegetable container. So this is the one that they had, just real cheap and plasticky, but it was $5. So it does... Uh-oh, if I don't break it, but it does seal pretty well, so if I didn't break it, no, it's good, it's good. So I'm going to make myself a vegetable tray, and that's going to be my snacks. But also, I wanted to show you this beautiful card that Marisa sent me. these strawberries, my husband couldn't get over it because everything is 3D. She makes these. On the back it says, "Made with Love, Marisa." And it's just absolutely stunning. She really has a talent for making these cards. It's very impressive. And what she wrote on the inside is so encouraging and so incredibly precious. And I'm just really, really thankful for you. So thank you so much for this. I mean, you just really made my day. I've got it sitting over here next to my lamp, so at night when I turn it on, I can see it lit up underneath my lamp. But it's just beautiful. I just love it. But also, before we get started, we're gonna make the chicken taco recipe. We're gonna get that going, and then I want to make some tea, and then if I feel like it, we're gonna make some no-bake peanut butter chocolate cookies because my husband is requesting those and wanting some of those. But since we have moved into this house, I have not been tracking our groceries, and so I don't actually know what we're spending on groceries right now, but I'm gonna get a hold on that. I have set our grocery budget to $600 for the month for 2 people. That's $150 a week. So that should be very doable to feed 2 people, right? That shouldn't be any issue whatsoever. So I just want to add up and kind of see where I'm at on our grocery budget, because this is July the 1st and I've already spent a good amount, because yesterday evening we went to Murphy, North Carolina to Walmart to get some groceries, and we got a bunch of stuff, but let me just tell you that their produce there, it was looking awful. That's why I went today and just picked up some produce somewhere else. I don't know what was up with that, but they weren't even like keeping their green peppers cold or anything like that, and they were all withered and looking just really bad. So that was disappointing about that. But anyways, I've got some beautiful stuff here, but let me just add up what I've spent on groceries so far and what I've got left for the rest of the month. Okay, so starting with $600, I spent $163.55 at Walmart last night, $23.80 at Save a Lot today. So that leaves me with $412.65 for the rest of the month. And so if we divide this by 3 with 3 more weeks, that's $137.55 per week, which is definitely doable. So what do you spend on groceries every single month? And I know a lot of you have children, so it's going to be totally different, but the average grocery cost per month for 2 people in a household is $514.09 to $819.26. So I think $600 is very good. A big blessing, but I do want to work toward getting that even lower, because I buy a lot of things that are snacky and processed, and they're not good for us, and we're overweight. So I really do want to make some changes, and especially, for my health as well. But I'm not going to figure it all out overnight. I'm making baby steps, as long as you're thinking about it, and every single day, if you just do one thing different, do one thing right, make an honest effort toward that. And my effort toward that has been that I have been carb cycling and I have been cutting out sugar. So now I just really need to work on our food choices, but I believe everything in moderation. I'm still gonna eat cheesy queso chicken tacos, but in moderation. I don't have to have 5 tacos, I can have 2 tacos and I can be satisfied with that. And the only carb that I'm going to be having is from the taco shell, which isn't really that big of a deal since that's the only carbs that I'm eating today. But anyways, let's just go ahead and get the chicken on for sure and then get started and get busy. Found this recipe on Pinterest, and it's queso chicken tacos. So you spray the bottom of your crock pot and then you add your chicken breast in. I had these chicken tenderloins, so that's what I used. Then it says to salt and pepper your chicken, and then you add a pack of taco seasoning. I had this McCormick brand taco seasoning, and so that's what I put over the top of it. This part calls for a can of tomatoes with green chilies in them, and then an extra can of green chilies. I did not have that, but I had a large can of tomatoes with green chilies that I had picked up at Food City. So that just ended up being the amount that I needed between the two cans, and it worked out fine. But that's literally it. Put your lid on, and then if it's large chicken breast, you cook it on high for 4 hours. But I ended up cooking mine on high for just right at 2.5 hours, and my chicken was done. It just depends on the size of your chicken, which you know that. But next, I want to make a vegetable tray. I wanted to put some celery into my vegetable tray, but I did not pick any up today. They just didn't have any that looked really appetizing to me, but I actually do love celery. I used to hate it, but it's one of those foods that my dad liked, and I just thought he was so cool because he ate celery. So I just kept eating it, and then eventually I learned to like it, which it's very good for you, just like cucumbers, because it's, very hydrating. Also, I was looking at a watermelon because my husband has been wanting some watermelon, but I just didn't see any that just looked very good at this point. The crazy part is I like watermelon flavoring, but I don't like watermelon the fruit. And I love cantaloupe, but my husband does not love cantaloupe. Cantaloupe is one of my most favorites. But any of these vegetables that I'm making on this tray, my husband will not touch. Period. He does not like raw vegetables, but I have always loved cauliflower since I was a little girl working in the garden with my dad. Which is weird because when I was a little girl, I bit into some cauliflower straight out of the garden, not washed or anything. And it had one of those little green bugs on it. And I remember just dying because I had ate a portion of that green bug. So you think that that would scar me from eating cauliflower, but it has not. It is a staple, especially with the Hidden Valley Ranch dip. It is just so delicious.
What you're putting in, all your hopes and efforts are all in vain. Who will pick you up when you've lost everything? Does it all become for granted with a wedding ring?
Message from my rheumatologist, and she says, yes, follow up with your primary doctor. The findings seen on the MRI, although mentioned, are normal and I don't think explain your chronic back pain and symptoms. So, I mean, in a way that definitely brings me relief because I have just absolutely been freaking out that there's a tumor in there, and my thoughts have went to what if, and I guess worst case scenario and stuff. But then again, we're back to the big question mark where we don't have any answers. So I don't know. I'm going to follow up with the primary doctor, and he can explain what they seen on the MRI, what that is, and then we'll just go from there. But I am going to clean up all of these dishes and put the dishes away that are already washed. And while I do that, I'm also going to go ahead and make some tea, and I'm going to make some of the no-bake cookies. I already have video footage of both of those things, so I'm just going to insert it here so I don't have to video it again. The only difference on the peanut butter cookies is this time I'm going to add in 1/4 a cup of cocoa to make them chocolate. And so I'm going to go ahead and get all of that done while our chicken is cooking. Oh, also the things that I got at the yard sale, this was one of them. Blessed beyond measure. I thought it was so cute, but now that I see it on in the viewfinder, I don't actually love it. I gave $1 for it. It come from a bakery. And then the other thing that I got at the yard sale, which I was stoked about, is this Pioneer Woman paper towel holder. The one that I had, it was free. And so I've never had like a pretty paper towel holder. I gave $5 for that. I thought it was so cute. And then I got these little measuring spoons. I gave $2 for those, but they're cute. Very cute. They had tons of Pioneer Woman stuff at one of the yard sales. I just didn't need any of it. They had canisters. They had a little tiered tray. Lazy Susan, I mean anything that you could possibly think of, they had it in Pioneer Woman, and they had really good prices on it as well. I was very excited to get that for $5. And then that's about it. You know, I didn't get a whole lot of stuff. We went to a church yard sale, a massive church yard sale, and I just didn't really find anything, but I had the best day with Mom and Dad. But let me go ahead and get busy, get the things done, and I'll insert the footage, and this is what I'm doing while I'm getting this done, okay? For tea, I like to use this Lipton. If you get the Southern sweet tea, it's made with 0-calorie sweetener, so you don't have to add any sugar to it, and so it's 0 calories on the back. I'm sure if you make tea all the time, then you already know how to make this tea, but just in case someone out there doesn't, I just get a gallon jug of water and I put 8 cups of water into my pot. Then you're going to want to bring that to a boil. Now, it only calls for 4 of your tea bags, but I put 6 to make it a little bit darker, a little bit sweeter. That's just my preference for this tea. But while that is boiling, I'm going to go ahead and prepare my ingredients for the oatmeal no-bake peanut butter cookies. So that's my biggest tip. To make these cookies, make sure that you prepare all of your measured out ingredients in advance, because once you put that butter in the pot, it goes really quickly. I also use less sugar than what the recipe always calls for. Just because I feel like they don't need another whole cup of sugar. But after your tea has boiled for 5 minutes, remove your tea bags. Then I pour the rest of the jug of water in. We just pour the tea in with it. Don't add any extra sugar. You can put ice in here, but I don't have an ice maker, so I don't. We'll just let this cool off in the refrigerator, and then that's all there is to it. And that tea, it is not overly sweet. It's very good, and it's 0 calories, and it's cheap. So put your butter in, put your sugar in, put your milk in. The biggest tip on getting these cookies to set up correct is to bring this mixture right here to 230 degrees. Once I learned that, I mastered these cookies. Now I don't even have to think about them anymore. But after you bring that to 230 degrees, add your peanut butter, add your vanilla extract, add salt if you choose to. It's up to you. My husband loves the saltiness, so of course I'm going to add just a pinch of salt in there. But after you melt all of that down, add your oats in, and then you're good to start laying them out on your sheet. I don't know why I was so messy with these cookies this day. I think it was just because you were watching me and making me nervous. But anyways, yeah, it's one of those recipes I really don't have to think about anymore, just because my dad loves these so much that I made it my goal that I was going to master making these cookies, and my husband loves them also. Also, I did make them chocolate today, so when you do that, you add 1/4 a cup of cocoa into your milk and sugar mixture in the very beginning steps. And you can use Nestle brand, you can use Hershey's brand. Walmart even has a cocoa brand. I've never tried it, but Nestle is my favorite when it comes to turning them into chocolate. And you can chill them in the refrigerator, or you can just leave them sitting on a counter. It really doesn't make a difference. They'll set up either way, but if you put them in the fridge, they just set up a little bit quicker and cool off, so you can transfer them into your little container here. That one, I just about lost it, but I caught it. Okay, I got the kitchen cleaned up. I got the cookies made, the tea made. And now you and I are going to take a test. I am late for my menstrual cycle. So we're just gonna take a test and see what's up. It is currently July the 1st at 3:23 in the afternoon. So I know you're supposed to take tests like first thing in the morning and stuff, but we're just going to see what happens. Pregnant. Yep, this is pregnant. Okay, so I need to figure out about getting into the OB's office, and we'll just see what the future holds. We'll see what happens. I couldn't make this up if I tried. It really says pregnant. Well, that would explain why I have been so tired and feeling like taking naps, even though I haven't. And the only other symptom that I've had is that my ninnies are sore. I'm gonna get an appointment. I'm gonna call. Since I'm high risk, are they gonna want to see me sooner than 8 weeks? Because most of the time they just want to see you at 8 weeks, because that's when you do your first ultrasound. So I need to figure that out, what I need to do from there. So I'm gonna get on the phone here in just a minute and do that. At this point, the only people that are gonna know is me and now you. If you've never experienced loss before, then you might not understand my logic and way of thinking, but this is just how I'm going to handle this for right now. Because when you experience loss, it's not just me that goes through it, it's everybody else in my circle that goes through it also. So I just want to know a little bit more before we drop this on somebody else, but I'm sharing with you because you are with me on this journey. I've not held back much, and so whatever happens, we're gonna go through it together. And I know that you've been praying for me. I know you have. So just continue to pray for me. We're gonna see. I don't know. But I'm gonna keep on keeping on. I'm gonna think positive. And we're just gonna see what each day brings. The chicken is smelling really good, by the way. I'm gonna get on the phone, make some phone calls. We'll wait for the chicken to get done. And then of course we're gonna do a taste test since it's a new recipe and try it out and see how it goes. But I'm just, all of the emotions. I don't know where my thoughts are really supposed to go at this moment. So anyways, it's a lot because, you know, if you've experienced loss, you don't relate pregnancy to positive, happy things. It's quite the opposite. What if this time things are different? What if it actually ends with a baby? That would be wild. That would be wild. Here is what our chicken is looking like. It is done and it smells so good. At this point, you add your jar of queso in, whatever brand that you like, and then you just shred your chicken up, you know, and you want it to be whatever size pieces that you want to go on your taco. My husband said that when he walked in, it smelled like an authentic Mexican restaurant in the house and that it smelled so good. My battery is dying, so I've got my dip and my vegetables on here, and then I just fried up a couple tortillas, and that's kind of what it looks like. It's very hot right now, but let's go ahead and do a taste test before this camera dies. It's spicy because of the rotel. I'm telling you, that is absolutely delicious. That is a 10. 100% a 10. That is very easy and that is so delicious. You could add lettuce and tomatoes or something on the top of it, or you can just eat it just like that, and or with some sour cream. That is so good. You definitely will love this recipe. And, you know, it doesn't require much ingredients, and it's very simple. Just put it in a crock pot and let it go. But anyways, thank you for spending some time with me. Thank you for being on this journey. My hair is falling down. But anyways, you keep fighting that good fight of faith, and the Lord willing, I'm going to see you in the next one. Bye.